boy. It's good, isn't it? It's a good idea. Why did the misogynist cross the road? To hate the women over on the other side, obviously. That's the comedy out of the way. What else was I going to talk about? Okay, so, did anyone here go to school? Good few people. I went to school. Yeah, I did. It was a shit school. Very, very shit school. I'll give you an example. I once received a certificate just for turning up to breakfast club. Didn't even have to eat any of the food, they were just happy to see me. History class, I remember one lesson we had to make time capsules filled with fuck all. Honestly, there was nothing to put in there. I used to spend a lot of time at school debating. I used to debate a lot with the PE teachers, for example. I used to ask them things like, how comes us girls had to do netball, right? Whilst the boys did pretty much any sport they wanted. That was the rules in our school. Us girls, we had to do tag rugby, whilst the boys, actual rugby. Actual rugby. How comes us girls had to do dance, right, whilst the boys watched? From the glass ceiling above. It was purpose-built in my school, it was. But, yeah, I used to get bullied quite a lot at school. Oh, but you're a comedian. No, that's what happens. You get bullied, you become a comedian. And I used to get bullied for not wearing makeup. And I think it's a weird thing, makeup, because it's kind of like, it just appears, and I've summoned the dog, I'm so happy. Yes, that was my aim for the night. See how long I can keep him there. But yeah, I think makeup's this weird thing that's kind of like forced upon us from sometimes a very young age. It kind of comes out of nowhere. Like I remember one birthday, probably around my early teens, and whether I've asked for it or not, I don't think I did, I ended up with a makeup bag. Kind of a backhanded compliment as far as this goes. Especially when it comes from your own parents. But, confidence, yay. But, yeah, inside the makeup bag, right, all I remember is there just being like thousands and thousands of little tiny brushes. Each apparently with their own size and purpose, right? I'm 28 years old now, I still have no idea what any of these brushes are supposed to do. If anyone wants to enlighten me. But, the scary concept about these brushes, though, was all I was reminded of was that scene from Disney Fantasia. You're all going to be too young to know this film, aren't you? Well, if you haven't seen it, basically Mickey Mouse just gets murdered by thousands of duplicating tiny little brooms, and that was what I was reminded of. They murdered Mickey, what? But, yeah, that's the thing with makeup, and I don't really understand it, but I try and use lipstick, you know, because it's very simple, there's no brushes involved, is there? You know, it's obvious, it's exactly what I'm supposed to do with it. It's so obvious, simple. I don't understand why girls do that after that. But, it's a good look, isn't it? Good look. What else was I going to talk about? Well, yeah, it's hard being a girl, isn't it? It's the sort of like daily routine that we put our bodies through. It's kind of like starring in your very own Saw movie, I find. You know, you just got to survive every day. It's kind of like an obstacle course. Like I find things like nail varnish, for example. Nail varnish is like painting your nails. That process is like an obstacle course of doom, isn't it? If you think about it, it's quite a lot to think about. Like it may say on that bottle, dries in under 10 seconds. Lies, isn't it? It's more like 10 hours. A lot of stuff can happen in 10 hours, can't it? Lots of things, lots and lots of things. Nature calls. That's not a good one. And if it does call, you're kind of hoping and praying that it's not a number 2, aren't you? Because if you're in that situation, it's like a hostage situation, isn't it? Where you're forced to choose between either literally watching paint dry as you shit your pants, or what I'd call option 2, the dreaded tissue tango, that is the painted nail bathroom wipe. A move mastered by the best girls out there. I'm not one of them. I'm not. Now, whenever I paint my nails, it just ends up looking like I fingered a clown. Not a good look. Not a good look. Pants shitting and clown fingering aside, I've actually in quite a good mood tonight because I have some good news. I finally have a boyfriend. Yay! We're happy about that because Julia is very shit at dating. Awful at the whole dating thing. And I think it's because I'm a child of the 90s. Any other children of the 90s in the room? Yes, I'm thinking the majority here tonight. But I think like the 90s messed me up a little bit because we were brought up on weird things like pop music and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. The board game Dream Phone. Yeah. All of these things were designed to make us believe that finding love was really easy, and it's not. And does everyone know what Dream Phone is, by the way? I mentioned that.
Yeah.
A few nods. For those of you who don't know, I will explain. It's basically a board game about dating aimed at very young girls. Average age 9, probably. If you think about it, it's basically Guess Who, but someone gets their heart broken at the end. That's basically the concept. It was normally me. But yeah, if any of you are dubious that, I mentioned it was aimed at young girls, clever people of MB Games, what they did right is they made the phone that came with the game pink. So obviously it was for us girls. I just thought, wow. But if you're still not convinced, the other subtle clue that it was aimed at us young girls was a tagline that came on the box. I don't know if any of you remember this tagline, but it basically said, "It's one world, girls." Yeah. It's no like hungry hippos or munching marble madness, is it? No. One world, girls. It's quite an ominous thing, and I think about this quite a lot, like what were MB Games going for with this tagline on their box? But they're kind of like morbidly suggesting that there's one world, and therefore one chance to find your one life, love, before you die. Or maybe they were kind of like sort of subtly implying that there's only one world, and therefore no other parallel universes could possibly exist, where lots of people love you over the course of your lifetime and care for you and fancy you and whatnot, and no sexist board games exist. Don't know what it is, what they were going for, but basically the concept of the game, like I say, was Guess Who. So you had 24 guys, and you had to work out which one, out of 24 guys, which one fancied you. That was the concept of the game. Just kind of like real life for me, because I know what it's like to be rejected by 23 men. That was a really depressing weekend. But yeah, there's one thing about that game that I think of quite a lot, and it still hurts to this day, and that was that Brad the jock, he didn't fancy me, no. But that may have had something to do with the fact that I was yet to even hit puberty, so in hindsight, I'm kind of glad that Brad the jock didn't fancy me. I still don't have an ending to this set, I'm still working it through, so apologies for that. Don't know why I'm apologising, I think just as a woman I'm apologetic for my own existence, that's just what it is, it's a daily thing, isn't it? I apologise for all sorts of things that I shouldn't do, silly things like, oh, sorry I burnt the pasta, sorry I forgot my keys, sorry I was asleep when you decided to put your penis in me. Oh, yeah. It's not really funny, that, is it? It's more disgusting and true. Well, you utter bastard. I'm going to bring on some open mic acts now. Yes, that was me doing comedy, so always in. Thank you. We do have one open mic act on the list, but however, because all of the people earlier on were just like so awesome, would any of the other open mic acts like to come up on stage and do any more poetry or anything like that? I'm blind up here, so I have to do this. Imogen, I'm looking at you. If you're up for it at all?
I'll have to find something.
Yeah? Okay. Is anyone else still here that maybe Poppy, would you like to do any more stuff at all? We do have time to accommodate that.
I don't have anyone with me.
Okay, we'll pencil you in for next time, shall we? Yeah. You were awesome, by the way, so yeah, all round. I'll bring on Joanna first then, and then we'll have Imogen after that. Do we have a Joanna in the room? I can see someone coming. Right, So yes, our first open mic act off